Sometimes we think we don't have time. True enough, it's the most valuable resource. But some things you just have to take your time. And I would say if you can't take your time, don't do it. Hey, 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 it's Terry, Virginia's daughter. Happy New Year. Happy 2026. Oh my goodness, can you believe it? What a blessing. This is going to be a very good year. Amen. Amen. Let's face it, sometimes getting it done is the priority. And then other times getting it done right is the most important thing.
Baby, you can do it. Take the time, do it right. You can do it, baby. Do it tonight.
Did y'all miss me? Did y'all miss me? Today I'm going to take this opportunity to walk you through how I built my fabric website using Shopify. In the Let It Go video, I talked to you about how I got here, what some of the considerations were, what some of the emotions were that led me to the decision that it was time to sell my fabric collection. In part one of this series, of this two-part series, I talked about the fabric. It was all about the fabric, how I measured the fabric, how I categorized the fabric, how I described the fabric. I mean, it was just all about the fabric. And I ended that video with the spreadsheet. And I think the last thing I told you on that video was that you put everything in a spreadsheet that's compatible to the website you're going to be using, in my case, Shopify. And then you just upload everything into your store. Now, for those of you who are asking why Shopify, right? It started with my research. So after researching several options, I realized that Shopify was the best fit for me. It's a platform that's affordable, it's approachable, flexible, and I feel like it's something that can meet me where I am now, right? But then also grow with me should I start to do some growing around here. You know what I'm saying? It checked all the boxes for me. Once everything is uploaded in your product page from your spreadsheet, this is where the real work begins. I will be honest with you. Initially, I thought this was a process that I could rush, right? But no, you can't. If you want it done right, if you want to get it done quick, go ahead and rush. But if you want to get it done right, where you're going to have to put your signature on it, then this is where it's going to take time. So the product page is where everything lives. All the important information lives. It's what the customer sees when they go to look at the product. So if they look at the product in depth, the product page is what they see. So it was important for me to put the most accurate, descriptive information there for the benefit of, that's how I do things, and for the customer as well. Because I decided to sell most of my fabric as a single cut, regardless of the yardage, I had to be very intentional with the descriptions, right? Each listing includes how many yards there are, the price per yard, as well as any information in terms of, discolorations or minor imperfections, right? All of that had the condition of the fabric, the overall condition of the fabric. I wanted to make sure that that was in there. Clarity is part of what matters to me, right? Accuracy is part of what matters to me. I had talked earlier about not really knowing, if I had a brand or not, but once you sell a product or once you sell a service, I've never sold myself before or anything like that, right? This is the first time that I've been in business. Then you know who you are. Then you have a brand, right? These are the things that were important to me that I'd be known for, right? That I would put my signature on. So clarity matters and accuracy matters, not just for the customer, but because of who I am, right? It's my signature. It's part of my brand. Now, many of the pieces have some stories that go along with them. They have memories for me. They have ideas that I had, some things I might have been experiencing when I purchased the fabric. I wanted all of that to be part of the shopper's experience in knowing that about this particular piece of fabric. There were times that I felt like I'll just slide by this and just, hurry up, but I couldn't do it. I'm like, the person that gets this fabric is going to know something about it, because the moment it gets in your stash, the moment you have it, it starts adding to the story. You know what I'm saying? Some of the pieces are from my mom's collection. I mean, I have a whole section on there that's entitled Virginia Stash. It's, fabric from her collection. So it's just a lot of my life that I wanted to share about these pieces, which I think is important because I'm not a fabric store, right? That's a nice thing about it. I can sell my fabric how I want to. I can tell you all about what I want to. And I think that's what makes me different. So I don't know that there's anybody else selling their fabric collection online. I haven't done that research, but you get to do it the way you want to do it and what feels good to you. You know what I'm saying? That's important. That is all kinds of important. So each fabric has a story. Well, most of them. Now, I didn't make anything up. If there's not much to say about the fabric, I didn't say much about it. But the majority of the fabrics do have kind of a story, a little history, a little legacy going on. So I wanted you to know that. Another thing I wanted to was the descriptions to be consistent across products, right? So you would know what to expect with each product. You would also know if I missed something or if I left something out, right? Which, by the way, quick sidebar, I'm sure there are some things that I left out, right? There's some things that I discovered during the early access VIP shopping that I had to make corrections to, right? Because I'm a one-girl show, right? It's just me, God and me and God. That's it. And while I'm on this point, I would highly recommend that if you have help or you can have support or you can get help, do it. Enlist the help of someone. It'll be a good experience for you as well as a good experience for them. So quick story. My whole shipping plan came together the Sunday before the early access shopping for the VIPs, right? The early access shopping week was the week of Thanksgiving. So my children were here. My oldest son lives here. My other two children came to stay with me. We were all here. We always celebrate Thanksgiving here. My youngest son, he has a business of his own. So he's working, he's in and out. He's in and out. My middle son, he was the one that really sat with me and we chopped this thing up. I mean, he's a finance guy. A spreadsheet guy. I'm sorry. Well, he's a finance guy too. But he's all about spreadsheets. And I had already had my stuff listed on the spreadsheet, y'all. This was right up his alley. And when I tell you that we sit there and chop that up until we came to a reasonable plan, a fair plan, right? Because how many times have you gone to purchase a product, get to shipping, and you're like, whoa, hold up.
No, I'm not doing it.
Shipping can be a deal breaker for some people. So I know how important it is. But the Sunday before I opened the doors for early access shopping is when we finalized that plan. So I said that to say, get some help. Another thing I wanted to do, part of my process was at this point in Shopify was, I'm like, okay, Terry, are you going to wait until you upload every single piece of fabric that you have into Shopify to launch your website? Or no, like that could take forever, right? And then it might put you in a mode of trying to hurry up and get it uploaded so you can get it ready for sale. You can sell it. And I decided, no, I am going to go with the collections that I have already ready. And then I will release collections once they become available, right? Once I get them right, once all the descriptions are right, once the photographs are right, once the pricing is right. Speaking of pricing, I think I talked about this on the live or in one of the Zoom calls I had. Pricing goes up and down. You start out at one price, you have another price. So that was normal for me. Photography was another thing. It was kind of difficult to capture the true color of some of the fabrics. So I put that in the description. You may see several pictures. One might be a close-up, one might be far away. The close-up is for texture. I want you to see this texture, but really picture number 3 is the closest color. Those are the kinds of things that take time, right? You can't rush through that if you want it to be done right. And so having said that, I had to decide what I wanted to release for launch and what I was going to hold back until it was ready to go. There's probably about 4 collections, maybe 5, that I have to release. And it's like it keeps you guessing, doesn't it? It's like, oh, what Terry got? She got a new release out? It keeps you coming back. I think what happens when you start rushing, you miss the most important important part. Like you miss the process, you miss the fun, you miss the joy, you miss the learning curve, right? You are learning. Like I learned so much by going through this process. Going forward, I know some things just take time. I mean, you always know that, but when you're in a situation where you have to apply it, a little bit different. You feel me? So I said all that to say, whew, I knew I wasn't going to wait until everything was perfect, right? Because is it ever? All I needed to do was be ready. And for me, ready just means, you make a move in the absence of perfection because it's never going to be perfect, right? It's always going to be a reason not to put it up, not to put it out, not to say it, not to do it. In an effort to kind of take things slowly, I had a private showing, a website tour, VIP early access shopping. I did a YouTube live. And then December 16th was the launch date. One thing I'll say about the early access shopping event too, it ended up being way more than I had anticipated. Like I got feedback from that. There were some things that I discovered during that time that I made tweaks about later. It was perfect. It was almost like a soft launch. I've learned since then. That's what people call it sometimes. And that's exactly what it is. You just want to make sure everything processes. You get your information, you got all the customers' information, and everything goes well. And the last thing I'll say is I didn't want customers to be confused. I wanted to protect their experience, right? So I said, you know what? I'm going to answer any questions that I think people may have. Some of the things that came up during the private showings and the website tour, I was able to put information in there, about how my fabric is stored, has it been pre-washed, different things like that I was able to put in a frequently asked question area of the website so that customers would feel comfortable. It's not like, how do I do this or what do I do this? It's like, no, it's all right here. As well as, shipping policy, privacy policy, and different terms that most websites have. Now, the one thing that I hadn't mentioned that I'm going to mention now, I know I said the last thing was the last thing, but is the emotional readiness that I wasn't aware of letting the fabric go. There were a couple pieces of my mom's fabric that when I let it go, and a piece of mine, I was like, wait a minute. Like it was something like here, I don't know, here. I wasn't expecting it. Now, I didn't cry. I didn't get, but I felt this like, okay, this is really happening. Like, it was one of my favorites of hers too. And then there's a piece of fabric of mine that I sewed, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I can't believe it. Like I remember when I bought that fabric, I knew the plans I had for it. I mean, so did the person that bought it. It's all in the description. You feel me? But that's the part that I wasn't really ready for. But it's okay. It's like in a good way. Like it's not in a sad way, but it's like reality, I guess is what I'm saying. And it's been an experience. It has been quite an experience, I will say. So if you're thinking about selling fabric or yarn or patterns or notions or art supplies, whatever it is that you might be thinking about selling, and you're interested in building a website, I hope this helps, right? I hope that you can find something in here that's useful. I hope it's motivational, it's encouraging, it's inspirational, because believe me, if I can do it, you can too. I hope this video reminds you to take your time. Sometimes we think we don't have time. True enough, it's the most valuable resource. But some things you just have to take your time. And I would say if you can't take your time, don't do it. So I'm going to link my website in the description box, www.curatedfabrics.shop, so that you can go have a peek around. Check it out. Let me know what you think. If you have any questions, you can email me at helloterry@curatedfabrics.shop, which I'll also put in the description box. And it could be any question. Doesn't have to do with the website. It can do with, you know what I mean? It could be anything. Anything you want to ask me, feel free to do that. If you haven't seen part 1 yet, then I will link that video to this as well, so that if you're thinking about this process, right, you can start from the beginning. So thanks for stopping by today. I am glad you are here. Some of you have been with me since the beginning. Right? Some of you have been with me since the beginning of the website journey, and you've been with me since I started this YouTube channel. And I appreciate you. Seriously, honestly, and truly. Y'all my people. Until next time, take care.